What's happening, guys? Welcome back to a Funded Trader interview here at MyFundedFX. And today we have a special guest, which is Kola from Nigeria, who is also a lead mod on our MyFundedFX Discord channel. So not only that, he's also a funded trader as well, securing multiple payouts and sharing his story with you guys here on this video. Now, in this interview, there are some really good gems to learn and earn. So make sure you stay till the end. We will be asking some questions on how you can win a giveaway. So let's get started with the interview. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and let's go. Kola, welcome, my brother. Yeah, I mean, I'd say welcome, but you're already part of the family of MyFundedFX. How are you doing? You
Right.
good?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing good. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's Sunday today. It's a busy day, but I love Sundays.
Awesome.
So just a quick one, bro. So if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, like who you are, where you're from, and just whatever you think is relevant to you, just for the viewers to know a little bit about yourself.
Okay, cool. My name is Kola Shunubi, and I'm from Nigeria. And maybe if I could just say a little bit about, I don't know, a little bit of my background.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I did, I prior to now, I never really had any trading experience. And of course, school-wise, I was a science student. I was the kind of person that my dad wanted me to read medicine so that you can become the family doctor. But for some reason, I did understudy biochemistry in school. And down the line, of course, the idea of school is to graduate and get a job. So getting the job route, after a while, I went to do my master's abroad in UK in Portsmouth. I did my
Oh,
MBA
nice.
there. By the time I came back to Nigeria and I was struggling to get back into the job space, and I did a little bit of network marketing. Then when I got tired of network marketing, then I got into online marketing space. When I had a blog, I did a little bit of digital marketing, video marketing and stuff. Then I stumbled across IML, which is iMarket Live, and I had to do a little bit with trading.
Hmm.
So the IML aspect has the trading aspect where you do the networking side, where you bring people in and you grow up the ladder. Then
Yeah,
they
yeah.
also have the part where you become a student and you learn how to trade. But I was more interested in being a student so I can understand the market and see how it works. So it was from there I now delved into the marketing space of trading and I began to grow. And it was since about 2018 or thereabouts. So I've been in the space for like 5 years now. So I've had my ups and downs. And now I'm beginning to get some level of stability so that I can begin to grow in this space. And thank you. MFFX came along. My funded FX came along and we're happy to be here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
thank you.
you're a mod on there and you had a payout and you're trading, which is really cool. Cause I want to go into that a little bit more in a minute. But let's go back onto your trading journey. So obviously you did IML. To me, I understand it as like a bit of a pyramid scheme, etc. How did you like learn them? Because in my I don't know how the structure is, but I know a lot of people started with IML, they're exposed to it. But surely do they teach they teach the very fundamental basics? Like how did you learn strategy? How did you learn to become profitable? Like what was that journey bit like?
Well, the journey for me though, the IML aspects was more like they were into the pyramid thingy. I wanted you to recruit and grow up the ladder, which
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't really cut off for that. There was one slogan that kind of caught my attention, which was learn a skill set that could pay you for the rest of your life.
Hmm.
So that kind of stuck and resonated with me that, come on, hang on. If I learn this skill set, as they say, and I
Yeah.
know it, whenever I'm broke, that skill set will keep paying me because it's going to pay me for the rest of my life. So I held on to that and I told myself, I'm going to disassociate myself away from the networking side and understudy how to trade. So then I now began to understudy some other groups like Telegram groups, different social media platform when they are trading groups together. And I began to work with like minds of people understanding how to trade. Then I just
Hmm.
began to understand that there were some manipulative side of the market. That's when I stumbled across BTMM, which is Beat the Market Maker. And
Hmm.
I was like, okay, there's some concept around the trading market that entail certain things. Then I began to be more aware of certain things. then I began to grow. But of course, I made losses, I made mistakes and stuff like that because you always learn in the
Yeah,
trading
yeah.
space. But it's all about building some level of strategy and consistency around you so that you can become much more of a profitable trader. So I just went along with it, and things began to peak as time. But it took a while, but I just told myself, you know what, I'm not giving up on this because I know where I'm going, I know what I see.
I
No
love
matter
that.
what the naysayers say, I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
going at it,
Yeah.
grinding and not giving up until we get to the promised land. Yeah.
Yes. Cheers. Preach, my brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You just never give up because,
Yeah.
just to kind of talk about that, if anyone wants to watch any of the other interviews and things like that as well, the thing is, and Kola said it beautifully, is he just keep going and going and going. He never gave up. He had loads of different failures and things, and he just kept going and going and going and going until it kind of succeeded. So, what would you think was the toughest like part of that journey, like for you? What do you think the toughest?
Well, for me, for me, the toughest part was it was almost like you had this imaginary dream of where you're chasing, where you're going. And for some
Mm,
reason, it wasn't coming into fruition, but you told yourself you're not giving up. And the toughest part was I literally had to take a loan from my bank, and I was in serious debt because I put that loan into the trading. And it got to the point when, on my full time job, at the early stages when I took the loan, I was a bit profitable because I created a strategy that seemed to work. But the challenge was me because I turned out not to be a bit disciplined because the thing about trading is that you don't have a boss that is telling you what to do. You are your own boss. You're the one that creates certain things for yourself. So you can break certain things that you create for yourself. So I just found out that I kept breaking my rules that I keep setting that was preventing me from being profitable. So it was more of a psychological thingy and discipline, which hindered my trading and it affected the loan I took because at the initial stage, I was a bit profitable, but as time went on, I couldn't pay up that loan. So it kept hitting my pay
oof.
job and I was wallowing in so much misery. I was like, damn, how am I gonna get out of this? But I told myself, you are not giving up. You just have to go some way, somewhere along the line, you're gonna break through. But that's just what kept motivating me to keep going. But the toughest
Mm,
time, I took a loan. I was in so much debt. I didn't know how I was going to get out of it, but I told myself I will find a way around it with this same trading, and I
keep
kept
going.
at it.
God,
Yeah.
I know God has a plan for everyone, and I think that your plan was like when I look back on my life as well, and I think for you, you had to do that in order to become who you are now because you have to know that pain so you know that I never want to go back to that ever again. Yeah, because if you didn't, then you could easily spiral into it and do it again in the future because you've never gone through it in the first place. So God will put you in that position so you know what it feels like, so to bring you out of it, so when you are where you want to be, you learn to appreciate it more and more. That's how I really felt like, all my struggles and my journeys is a great thing. It was tough. If I was still in there, then it's terrible because like I say, being broken poor is one thing, but if you stay that way, that's another. So you were kind of that was your journey and how you did that. Then just one last thing on this kind of period, and then we'll go on to the winning side. What was your psychology like then? Because when you're thinking about it, you're in debt, it's hitting your paycheck, you're struggling, trading's not working, and I know how that feels. It's a wallowing feeling. It's like spiral. You're just going down and down and down, and it takes something out of you within to really keep pushing. So, what did you do, and what was the turning point for you to be like, enough? Like I'm gonna win now. This imaginary dream. How can you make that happen? What was the turning point?
Well, in that regard, right? Like I said, at the early stages, maybe it was winner's luck or whatever that happened at the early stages, whereby I was quite profitable. And the more I began more to be more knowledgeable on the journey, it didn't tally with my profit and loss, right? My balance, because I knew so much, but it couldn't translate to my account balance.
Mm,
I knew quite a lot of technicalities, fundamentals,
yeah.
and in as much as I knew that there was a never say die attitude that I got, and that kept driving me, the psychological part was me not being able to maintain certain disciplines that I set. But
Mm,
because I was a bit relentless about it, I kept tweaking and adjusting various strategies that I had that I kept building. But
mm,
because when I look at successful people in the industry, they keep me going, knowing that there's a possibility down the road in this journey. If these people can do it, I can do it. In
yeah.
as much as people say certain things about it, I just need to stay focused. So it was more of my focus that kept driving me until I know I'll go to get to that breaking point. So that's what kept pushing me to ensure that I never back down. So
Mm.
those thoughts helped me in as much as I had my own discipline issues, but I just kept going.
And
That's
now
what I
you're an
told myself
ogre.
until yeah,
Ogre,
I'm an
right?
ogre.
Oh yeah,
Ogre,
that's
ogre at the top.
that's the thing, and I guess that is basically the fortitude of the mentality. You yourself told you that you know that it is worth it. You know that there's something on the outcome. You know that success is on the other side. You just need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and one day it will happen. So then, on the funded side of things, was MyFundedFX your first firm, or have you tried a few other prop firms? What was that prop journey like before you started, or whilst you started?
Well, my funded FX was not the first. My first was actually FTMO, and that was
Mhm,
like mid last year.
mhm,
And I literally tried probably like a 10K account, and it looked like the prop industry. As at the time I looked at it, like it looked like this is the holy grail of the way out of trading. And if I keep at it, maintain their rules, I'll be fine. But of course, it didn't work out as easy as that. I blew the account. I went for another account. I tried again, but of course, my discipline issues made me to blow it again. So when I blew the second one, that was mid last year, I told myself, you know what? I'm putting a hold on Profem. I'm not even looking at Profem anymore
right.
until sometime late late last year, sometime in October, somebody was telling me about my funded FX. It was as of that time, MyFundedFX didn't even have a no time limit. But the person was telling me they have competitions going. You can try and try the competition. Maybe if you try it out, you may be lucky, you may win an account, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Mm.
whatever. I'll look at it. I don't care. But I tried. I took a look at it nonetheless. But to be honest, I was blown away at the transparency of Matt, how he opened up and told certain things other prop firm industries will never talk about at prop firm, what they
Interesting,
do.
right?
And that literally gave me an idea of how the prop industry works. And I was thrilled. And I'm not going to lie, Matt got me hooked that I couldn't, for one day, not stop looking at Discord every time to see what is happening and what's going on.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with the processes of my funded FX
Mm.
that I just found myself in tune with them until early January when the no time limit came and it was a game changer and it
Yes.
literally found the trajectory of things. And I just
Mhm,
told myself, I'm in the best prop firm that they can ever be. I'm not looking elsewhere. I'm
mhm,
done.
mhm.
MFX is my new wife. Call it that.
That's it. My forex, my wife, innit? That's exactly it. And that no time limit as well. Just a quick shout out on this. That no time
Yeah,
limit is now on the funded trader, my forex funds, and FTMO.
exactly.
So they paved the way with that. And I don't know if they'll get credit in social media for it, but it doesn't really matter. I think if you know, you know. That's is one of those things right now. So I think my funded FX, the innovation, the transparency, like you said with Matt, I think he's definitely brought a different light to the prop firm industry because I think the owners of prop firms are normally behind a lot more. They don't speak as much. Matt is very much on the front line, just talking everything, the transparency, maybe even talking shit sometimes, but just being himself. And I think that's more powerful because he's just being himself, which is what attracted me to work with a company. And the same thing attracted you to work for the company. So how did you become a mod? You're a mod for and actually one of the leaders as well for your own team for the
For
MyFunded
like
FX
six
team.
months now. Yeah,
Wow, yeah, yeah. How are you finding it?
I'm loving it. Loving all the whole experience. Yeah.
So everyone can come at you, right? They can be like, Cola, where are my accounts?
They do. Like literally. Yeah.
So let's go on to the funded. When was your first payout in total, in date wise?
My first My first payout was sometime in December last year because I told myself no matter how small of a funded account I could or a challenge account I could get.
Yeah, yeah,
The thing is, in as much as when I got started with my funded FX, I
yeah,
was trying to test the legitimacy to see
yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
real or true they are. That's why I tried to work my way to payout to see if I was literally going to get paid. And my first payout was probably in December, late last year, maybe about $172 or thereabout. And
Hmm.
I think I actually requested it in crypto because I think I was a bit more comfortable with crypto and I was still learning the crypto space.
Yeah,
And for some reason, I got paid. And I was like, wow,
they actually
this
pay.
shit is
Yeah,
for real.
yeah, 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 yeah,
They
yeah,
actually
yeah,
paid.
yeah.
I went all in again. So sometime in January again, I got my second and third payout from like maybe a 5K and 10K account. Combined was like $274 or $247 or thereabout. And I'd opened a deal account because I never used deal before. I
Yeah,
actually wanted to see how deal works in my country. And I still got paid again. I was like, wow,
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
country and this company is really, really transparent and I was comfortable with. And as time went on, I began to grow with my funded FX. I blew a couple of accounts, don't get me wrong. It's not as if it was all rosy and I got funded right from the bat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Me
I
too.
blew a few
Yeah,
accounts, but I told myself it's part of the process. I
yeah,
mean, you win some, you lose some, but you
yeah.
just
As
keep
long as you're
going,
winning overall,
So
that's the most important thing, right?
that's what's important. Yeah. So I kept at it, and if I have to add up all my payouts combined, it's probably about $4,500 combined of all the payouts I've received. And I was like, I'm really blessed, and I'll still earn
Congrats.
more as I progress. Might not be a lot,
Jeez.
but it's
It's a lot.
something.
It's a lot. It's you versus you, me versus me. That's the message Champ always says on everything on social media, everything. You versus you, me versus me.
Right,
$4,000 is a lot. Don't let anyone take that away from you, brother, because it's still
right,
$4,000. It pays for your challenges. All your hard work's paid for, and you were blessed. And it's just the start. You're gonna make more. You're gonna do more. But it's you versus you. Don't think about it. That I love that.
right.
Well done. Congrats, brother. That's sick. So then, what do you do with the money?
Thank you.
What do you do with your withdrawal money? Did you pay it off? Buy luxury things, go on
I first of
holidays.
all, paid off my debt, right, which was key. I need to offset that.
Yeah, come
Then
on.
I got myself a watch.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, me too, man.
Then
I
I
got
got
one too.
myself.
Snap. Cheers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
I got myself a washing machine. I got a few electronics in the house and stuff like that, just to make myself feel happy that yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was worthy,
yeah, yeah.
paid. So I was like, yeah, let's
It's
go
real,
on, let's
right?
get some
Yeah,
more.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
real.
That's
So
sick. That's
I'm
so cool because I
loving
feel
it,
like
and
that's materialized.
yeah. So it really felt good. My confidence level stepped up, and I knew that
Hmm.
there's more to come. Even if I blow some account down the line, it doesn't matter. But it's all about the mindset.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
keeping everything intact. Just
Yeah,
keep telling
100%.
yourself you can do this. If you've
Yeah.
had it in the past and you have some payouts, then you keep grinding and you still get some more. So
Mm.
yeah,
What
loving it.
so
I'm loving the journey.
and congratulations, man. I think it's a good moment right now in this interview because you get to tell your story, you get to relive it. And it's a good moment, just to kind of say, like, wow, you did it. You must be proud of yourself and congratulations. And just be in the moment and just think, the hard work paid off and it's just a start and you got so much more to come your way. So it's definitely a blessed moment. And I'm blessed to be able to share that with you too, brother. So let's go. So guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far, getting inspired, loving the journey so far, and wanted to become funded. So don't forget, the link is in the description below if you want to get started on your funded journey to secure the 10K, the 50K, or the 100K challenge, whatever it may be, with no time limit, no minimum trading days, and instant phases as well, and also payouts at 80% up to 90% plus profit split on the VIP program. So link in the description below for 10% off. If there is a better discount code, that will be automatically added on your checkout in the link in the description, or WChampFX. So help support the channel, help support these interviews, link in the description below, and let's get back to the video to Cola. So then going on your journeys and stuff, what is if you had to look back in time, I know the struggles were everything you had to go through in your period of, what you had to go through is what you had to go through. You can't really skip it. It's no shortcuts. But for the people and the viewers and just to learn, what is the one thing you would have maybe changed or the biggest lesson? What would you think to get there faster? Like if you was to do it again, what would you have changed to do it and get there faster?
I've not really thought about that, but if I was to do it again,
Hmm.
I would tell myself that try as much as possible to be as disciplined as you want on the journey. Try to be as robotic. Try as much as possible to take out and eliminate emotions.
Hmm.
Because the thing is, the market capitalizes on emotions on every individual. That's the market's strongest asset.
That's a very good point.
They capitalize on humans' emotion of fear and greed. Those are the two most important emotions the market capitalizes on. So if I had known better, I would have found a way to be able to control my emotions such that it doesn't affect me in the market. Because there are times that you're literally in a winning trade, but your greed and emotions just turns that trade around. Maybe you're
Mm,
scaling into a position and you get drawn down and you get sucked into the other winning trade position. And at the end of the day, you're break even and stuff, and you're like messed up psychologically and stuff like that.
yeah.
So if I had my way and start all over again, I would have known that trading is 90% psychology and 10% technicals.
Hmm.
I could have focused more on the emotional aspect and built on that to make myself a better trader that I
Hmm.
am today
Hmm.
than being carried away by, the thing is, at the early stages, a lot of people get pressured into trading that you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to do this, you want to do that. So you're already thinking of the end, like instant gratification. You've not even gotten it, but you're already thinking of all the things you want to do with money,
Yeah,
but you've not
yeah.
earned it, and you put yourself under pressure in doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Whereas just be in the moment, focus, work on your emotions and discipline, and you'll be better. So if I had my way, like you said, I would have worked more on my emotions and I would have been better off, at an
Mm.
early stage. That's what I would have taken home from all the journey that I've been so far.
That's an amazing, amazing feedback. I think you've got some real good like lessons. You've really, really shared some really, really good lessons in psychology, the emotions, and going through. But then just to go on this even more, because I feel like you're giving some great value to traders who are learning and watching and looking up to you, or want to become and do the like things you're doing, or maybe in that period of a very similar relation, like relating to you. So, what would you be like a hard thing to do, right? Let me give you an example as well to open your mind and see if you can give an answer. Because you said controlling the emotions and the psychology and being more disciplined, right? Which you're absolutely right. What are like mechanical things you did? So for me, I set hard rules. Even though I set hard rules, sometimes I didn't hit them, right? That's breaking the discipline. So I had a journal and then I had things that if I didn't do to it, I'd have to do. Back then it was either a cold shower or I have to go for a run because I hate running. So I had to do something to punish myself ultimately because I'm breaking the discipline. And when you start, the body, like the mind and the body hates doing certain things. So once you've done enough discipline, you're like, I don't want to run. I'm just not going to trade. That's just like that's what I prefer to do. Like things like that. So, what hard things would you recommend now to get over those barriers? To, like you said, to become more disciplined and to work on your psychology more.
Well, for me, I'm not the kind of person that will really set hard things on myself so that I see that if I don't meet up certain criteria, I'll think about the punishment and not do it anymore. But
Yeah.
instead, I try to change my trading time frames because for me, I'm not really more into scalping and stuff like that. I would rather swing and hold trades and stuff. So I told myself that in order for me not to get too emotionally tortured by the market, I
Yeah.
should try as much as possible to desist away from the smaller time frames and focus on the larger time frames so that
Right. Yeah,
I
that's
could be
great.
occupied with other things while the market is formulating and creating certain patterns. And I might care less and not look about the chart so I could get myself busy with other tasks
Yeah.
by going to my main job in the office and getting work done so that when I come back in the evening, I can now look at the chart and see what has happened and transpired. So That way helps my psychology put it in check. Than
Mhm.
not looking at every candle, every action, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and all that, and you're
Yeah,
getting a
yeah.
heart attack. I just tell myself, I'll look at your time frame and just stay away from the chart because really, trust me, you can get up to be a slave to the chart. Literally, you're babysitting every trade, and you
Very
know how
true.
the feeling is when you're in drawdown. You just want to get out of
Yeah.
drawdown and you're just watching it for hours. It doesn't make sense. So I'd rather just look away, do all the stuff, then come back. So that way it has helped my psychology and my emotions better to be able to do other things. And of course, because I'm a moderator now, it also helps out because I'm helping out in the charts, helping up customers and making sure everybody is, fulfilled and happy. So that way it helps take my mind off the charts while I'm doing stuff because I use a larger time frame and I'm moderating at the same time to keep myself occupied and ensure people are doing well. So that way it has kind of helped the journey and the process better for me. Because another thing again that I realized about trading is that, take for example, you look at somebody that has a very fantastic strategies, he or she is always winning and killing it. But you tell yourself, you follow up on that strategy, but you realize that it's not working for you. Whereas it's working for the other person that is using the strategy. So over time, I now realize that trading, everybody's race in trading differs. You
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
it's all about checking your type of person. Your type of person will determine the type of trader you will become. You
Agreed.
understand? Are you a patient person? Are you an impatient person and stuff like that? So that way it will reflect in your
Yeah.
trading the kind of person you are, really. So that's what I now use to mold my trading around me rather than trading to be,
Yeah.
around my life. So I just decided to, walk around that. So it
Yeah.
has helped out in the long run. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing, right? We're all the same but different. We're the same in the sense that, we need food, water, have eyes, nose, and a mouth, but we're different in the sense of cultures, where we're from, how we've grown up, how we see things. And that's the same thing with trading, right? Like you may see a swing trade set up so much easier. You can hold the trades longer, but I may be, I'd rather just do the trade 10 minutes and get out. Just everyone's different. So you have to find what's right for you, and everyone's completely different. So I think, you've really, really shared some like real good value there. So then moving forward, and the exciting things, you're a mod, your job, and you're trading. What is next? Do you want to get more funded? Like, what's your total goal? Like, you want to get more payouts? What's next for you, Coda?
Yeah, what's next? Yeah, I'm happy being a mod, and of course, I aspire higher. And
Hmm.
of course, I'm trying to see how I could accumulate my accounts such that I could have more funded accounts as time goes on. Of course, the ultimate goal is to have 1 million funding, if not more. But of course, it takes time. So I'm not in a rush to get there. And
Mm.
thankfully, my funded FX is there for us to make it happen. And it's all about accumulating your accounts so that you could get to 1 million funding, such that the beauty about that is you don't need to make 50% or 60% ROI.
10% is 100K.
If you
You're done.
percent or 0.5% of 1 million or 300 or 400K or something, and
Absolutely.
what you would get out of that, even if it's 4K, 3K a month on a consistent basis. Because the thing about trading
More than
is
enough.
being consistent. Okay,
Agreed.
as long as you have more wins than losses and you're consistent, you're fine. You don't need to be under pressure by the next person. And another thing that helped me out as I evolved in my trading is try as much as possible to dissociate yourself with other trading hubs and all that, because you'll be carried away because they won't let you focus on your own concept.
Yeah.
Somebody is telling you do this, do that there, you get carried away, you get drawn into concept that is not yours. And I just wanted to hone in and do me and
Yeah.
told myself, I got this, buddy.
Yeah.
It's me and the market, not me and others and the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
So I had to like get rid of the noise and just zone in and get things done properly. So yes, 1 million funding and consistency, little percentages and more payouts to come. That's all I'm looking for. And of
You
course,
versus
travel the
you.
world.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Travel the world. I love that. You versus you, me versus me. And I think you're right with the social media and things like that. You guys have got to remember these interviews are to inspire you, but also don't compare yourself. Someone's chapter 20 is not the same as someone's chapter 2 and someone's chapter 100. We all have our different walks and paths in life. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Take your time and don't rush it and don't compare. So I guess, bro, that was a really, really good interview. I really appreciate you coming on, sharing on some stuff, from MyFundedFX to MyFundedFX.
Yeah.
where is there any more last words you want to share to people, like maybe words of encouragement, and also where can people find you?
Well, in that regards, what I would say is,
Yeah.
if you're in trading already and you started your journey in trading and you are being battered by the market, just know that it's a process and you're only getting yourself one step closer to getting to that successful point. You failed your account, don't feel bad. MyFundedFX isn't the one failing you. It's you and your psychology that could be messing you up, and
Mm,
going against certain rules and all that. But you fail doesn't mean that you back down. Take a look at an example. Of course, we know for kids, when they grow, they crawl to walk. But for the time that they fall, doesn't mean they're going to give up walking. They'll keep trying and trying until they start walking. So the
yeah.
same way with trading, when you fail, you keep failing, just tell yourself, don't give up. Keep at it, keep up with the grind. And one day you'll get yourself to that successful point. Also, if you can, of course, they say get a mentor, get something like that. But the tricky part
Beautiful.
about getting mentors is you could get drawn into people that could be scammers. So I
Yeah, yeah.
wouldn't want you getting into that scamming trap. But just ask yourself the honest truth of what you want yourself from the market or trading, because it is your why. Ask yourself, why are you doing this? Is your why that will drive you to getting what you want out of this, and nobody else will push you but you. So I wish you all the best in your journey, and we'll see you all at the top. Okay.
Oh, where can people find you? Do you have like Twitter or Instagram or anything?
Yeah, I have Instagram and I have Twitter. I'm not as active, but I have them. I'll share the links with you as well.
Cool. We'll put that in the link in the description. And then, guys, if you want to get ready and trading with us with no time in it, link in the description. There's also a code if you want 10% off as well, which is WChampFX. But look, you've got people like Colo, who is the mod of the team. You've got me as well. That's part of MyFundedFX. So if you do want to start your journey, link in the description. Colo, thank you very, very much for joining us today. And we'll see you in the future, definitely for sure. Peace. Wow, wow, wow. So what a interview, right? From his story, from all the issues that he had, growing, passing and learning and failing, all of this stuff. And I love it because it's inspiring. So remember, guys, never ever give up when it comes to trading, because the only traders that fail are the ones that give up, and the ones that succeeded are the ones that just kept going and going until it finally worked. So I'm sure that's going to be you. So don't forget to check out the link in the description below, or code WChampFX. It will give you the latest promotion or 10% off as an overall. So get started on your challenge. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Link in the description below. And let's finalize this with, yes, you know it, the giveaway. Let us know what are the 3 things that you learned from this video with Cola. It could be 3 things you learned from him, or 3 things I've highlighted. It doesn't matter. What are the 3 things in general you have learned from it, and what are you going to implement in your trading from this? The winners will be announced next week. So you have 7 days to enter from the launch of this video, and we may do more. So make sure you stay tuned on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, wherever it may be. We share them across the board on all platforms. So thank you guys. See you in the next interview. Champ out. Peace.